They thought they'd broken him. Just another fragile human, captured and humiliated in front of 1,000 alien eyes aboard the infamous Crimson Fang cruiser. Lieutenant Marcus Cale was paraded like a joke, his bruises broadcasted across black market feeds for the galaxy to mock. The bandits laughed, clinked glasses, and bragged about how Earth would do nothing. After all, what could one little planet do against a fleet of interstellar killers? Then Earth responded. No speeches, no threats, just 2 words. Send him. Not a rescue team, not a diplomat, but something else. Something built in silence, trained in shadows, and unleashed only when diplomacy failed. A ghost in a hoodie stepped off a ship with no name, and the galaxy would never laugh at a human again. The capture of Lieutenant Marcus Cale wasn't a hero. He was a reconnaissance officer stationed on the fringe of Earth's diplomatic reach, tasked with mapping safe routes near contested sectors of the Andromeda Corridor. His mission was routine, until it wasn't. The Crimson Fang, a rogue collective of ex-military pirates and alien mercenaries, were known for their brutality. Formed from the remnants of the fractured Drazari war clans, the Fang specialized in ambushes, slaving, and hijacking trade convoys. They were efficient, organized, and terrifyingly mobile. For years, Earth had left them alone, as had most major powers. When Cale's scout ship was intercepted, the pirates didn't expect resistance. And they didn't get any. He fought bravely, but a small, lightly armed vessel stood no chance against an entire raiding fleet, captured, restrained, and transported to their flagship, the Blood Reaver. Cale found himself the unwilling star of a cruel show. They didn't kill him. That would have been boring. Instead, they mocked his species, belittled his biology, and streamed their antics to a galactic audience hungry for humiliation. They called him the Terran Twig, a fragile example of the soft-bodied race who dared call themselves warriors. Broadcast to the stars, the Fang's mockery wasn't just sadism, it was propaganda. By showcasing the human prisoner, they sent a message: Earth isn't a threat, its people are weak, its soldiers can be taken, caged, and broken. Cale was paraded, in chains made to crawl, insulted in dozens of alien tongues. His every breath was monitored by billions via illegal streams. His suffering became entertainment. Yet Kyle never begged, never cried. Even when beaten, even when food was withheld, he watched. He memorized. He mapped out every corridor, every face, every weakness. He was still a soldier, still human, and he knew someone on Earth was watching. Earth's quiet response. Back on Earth, the response was unlike anything seen before. At first, the Unified Council of Nations debated options. Public outrage demanded justice. Military brass called for tactical strikes. Analysts warned that engaging the Crimson Fang would trigger chaos in neutral zones, but the Directorate of Human Special Defense Forces, HSPEC for short, issued a classified recommendation. They didn't call for war. They didn't request negotiation. They sent 2 words across an encrypted channel: send him. The message was dispatched to a hidden base beneath Europa's icy crust, where a man who had no name in any database was already preparing. Project Revenant was never meant to exist. Officially, Project Revenant was decommissioned after the Zenth conflict, a brutal war where infiltration, not firepower, had determined the victor. Revenant was the final product of Earth's most dangerous military experiment, creating operatives who could survive alone in alien environments, neutralize entire facilities, and disappear without a trace. He wasn't a super soldier in the traditional sense. No genetic mutations, no AI implants. He was entirely human. But forged through pain, discipline, and psychological isolation. Where most soldiers broke, he adapted. Where others hesitated, he executed. He wore no uniform, carried no insignia. He arrived in silence, delivered in a vessel with no name or registration. His only equipment: a gray hoodie, reinforced boots, a custom 0EM field cloak, and a loadout of non-lethal and lethal tools engineered to be untraceable. The insertion, The Blood Reaver was docked above the twin moon world of Koldar, celebrating their human trophy with a week-long orgy of looting, gambling, and violence. No, one noticed when a black ship slipped past their long-range scanners. It wasn't stealth tech, it was old-fashioned physics, low emissions, angled surfaces, thermal dispersal. A ship designed to be forgotten the moment it passed. When Revenant docked, he didn't request entry. He simply used Kale's biological signature, transmitted through hijacked comms to trigger an automatic prisoner escort protocol. The ship's systems opened the airlock, assuming it was a routine transfer. By the time anyone realized what was happening, Revenant was already inside. Ghost on the ship, he moved like smoke. No alarms. No body count, at least not at first. The first 5 guards were rendered unconscious within 60 seconds. Stun darts, pressure point strikes, and sonic disruptors. Revenant had studied the Crimson Fang for years. Every tactic, every pattern. He knew how they responded to attacks chaotically with more bravado than coordination. He used that. He released other prisoners, humans, alien diplomats, even a few ex-pirates. Each was marked with nanodust so his ship could extract them later. But his goal wasn't escape, it was Kale. 7. The reunion. Kale was weak, starved, bones fractured. He'd lost weight but not his mind. When Revenant entered his cell, Kale blinked slowly. Took you long enough. Revenant offered a faint smirk. You still breathing, aren't you? Kale struggled to stand, and Revenant caught him. Earth sent you? Earth sent a message. I'm just the punctuation. He handed Kale a stim injector and a compact shock pistol. Then he opened the door to hell. The Hall of Fire the Fang had recovered. Dozens of war beasts and alien mercs blocked their path to the hangar. But Revenant hadn't come unprepared. He triggered phase shift charges, creating a corridor of collapsed bulkheads and fire. Kale, limping, stayed close behind as Revenant moved with uncanny speed, each motion precise, each enemy falling in silence. The two reached the hangar bay and found it surrounded. Mechs, cannons, biological horrors grafted with weaponized limbs. Revenant looked at Kyle. You still got fight in you? Kyle nodded, bleeding from the side of his head. Good. Because we're not leaving a message. We are the message. The last stand, the hangar erupted in chaos. Revenant didn't shoot to kill, he shot to cripple. He collapsed power joints in mechs, used flash bombs to overload multi-species eyesight, and fought hand-to-hand against armored beasts 5 times his size. Kale covered him, dropping suppressive rounds and coordinating fire despite exhaustion. They weren't trying to win a battle, they were demonstrating. When the last gun fell silent, the hangar was a smoldering ruin, and in the middle of it stood Revenant, lifting Kale onto his shoulder, walking calmly toward the waiting ship. Not a single word spoken, just presence, power, proof. 10. Earth's final statement. The Crimson Fang tried to regroup, tried to retaliate, but every time they launched a raid, they found systems corrupted. Engines sabotaged, messages intercepted. Someone had left a virus in their core. Every few hours their monitors would flash a human face in a gray hoodie, and 2 words would appear. Send him. The message reached more than pirates. Galactic cartels restructured. Warlords rewrote their code of conduct. Even the Unified Galactic Council issued a statement warning all factions not to underestimate Earth's commitment to its own. No threats, no ultimatums, just the quiet certainty that if Earth said send him, someone would come, and he wouldn't knock. Aftermath on Earth, the rescue was never officially acknowledged. Earth's council released a standard diplomatic statement expressing concern over illegal detentions in the outer sectors, but behind closed doors, the operation sent shockwaves through interstellar power brokers. Intelligence reports from 6 species noted a sharp decline in pirate activity in neutral zones. Trade lanes once riddled with ambushes became strangely quiet. Entire crews abandoned their ships, leaving them floating in space. In whispered circles, the legend of the human in the hoodie grew. No name, no emblem, just the ghost who came when Earth had had enough. For the first time, Earth wasn't seen as naive, or slow, or bound by red tape. It was seen as unpredictable, quiet, and when provoked, lethal. Inside the Crimson Fang collapse, the Crimson Fang, once feared and envied, began to fracture. Their leadership argued over what had happened. Some claimed Earth used illegal genetic enhancements. Others insisted it had to be a coalition strike. But the truth burned in the silence left behind. Every key system on the Blood Reaver had been compromised. Their armory controls would randomly lock and unlock. Navigation beacons sent them in circles. Life support would fail without reason, then recover. Revenant hadn't just infiltrated their flagship, he had rewritten it from the inside. One of the alien techs, a three-eyed Scolari engineer, finally understood. Revenant had uploaded something into their neural relay systems. Not just a virus, a reminder. Every time the ship resynced, the words flashed again. Send him. Morale crumbled. Factions broke away. Bounties were posted for Revenant's identity, but no one dared go after him. The hunter had become the legend. The man behind the hoodie Revenant wasn't superhuman. He bled. He felt pain. He just never feared it. His training under Project Revenant had stripped everything away, emotion, ego, even his name. What remained was purpose, clarity. He'd been a field linguist B,